Today's lesson is going to continue building on solving equations that we started last lesson using our solving equations rhyme. We're adding a little bit of a level of complexity, but don't worry about it. It's handled in the rhyme. Now you're going to be looking at equations that have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. So let's look at this first practice problem number 1. And we're going to follow our point. So we're going to draw a line down the middle to define our space, and then we're going to distribute and combine to start the race. So on the left side of our equation, is there anything over here that needs to be distributed or combined? No. And same on the right, nothing to distribute or combine. So now we move to the next line of our point. Circle what I'm solving for. So I'm going to circle, I've got a negative, I'm solving for x, so I'm going to circle the negative 3x and the negative 6x. And then the next part of it says move left if there's need. Well, we know that we have to have what we're solving for on the left side of the equation. So this guy sitting over here on the right, the negative 6x, we're going to have to move. So how do you move a negative 6x? We do a positive, just the opposite, so plus 6x, and we're going to do it on both sides. The cool thing is this time we already have a like term, the x term here, so we'll just put our plus 6x under our like term. Okay, so we're going to bring it all down, and we've got 12. Now we have a positive 6x and a negative 3x. If we have a positive and a negative, we're going to subtract, and we're going to keep the sign of the bigger number. So 6 minus 3 is 3, positive 3. So plus 3x equals. Now here's a catcher. We've got negative 6x and positive 6x. We know these guys cancel out. We have to have something over here. So they cancel out into 0. But we do have to have something there to finish our equation. Okay, so draw a line down the middle to define our space and distribute and combine to start the race. Then we circled what we were solving for and moved left if there's need. So we're back at circle what we're solving for. Now we've got what we're solving for to the left. So the next line says I start my smiley face. If it's negative, take heed. Well, is my 3x positive or negative? It's positive, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my cute little smiley face. Now we're down to the meat of solving. So we need to move, move, move. Well, what we're solving for is this 3x. So this guy doesn't go anywhere. The thing that's circled stays right there. So when we move, 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 we're going to be needing to move our positive 12. So we'll say minus 12 on both sides. So my 12s cancel out. I'm left with 3x equals 0 minus 12 is negative 12. So we move, move, move. Now we divide, divide, divide. So divide each side by 3. Our 3's cancel, and x equals negative 4. We finish our smiley face, it's already done. The correct answer can't hide. We've got our correct answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on number 3 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and work through the rhyme, doing number 3 on your own, then start the video back up and check your answer. The biggest thing to keep in mind on number 3 is that you will be doing the smiley face negative checking. So make sure that you check that you brought down your negative 10z and that you divided by a negative 10, as those are the two biggest errors. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I want you to work number 5 on your own. Remember to follow the rhyme. So you're going to distribute and combine before you start trying to move left. And if I just look at this, I can already see that after I draw my line down the middle, I'm going to have a 6x and a negative 10x that are going to need combining before starting the rest of the poem. So make sure you pay attention to that. Start the video back up and check your answer. Okay, so go ahead and check your answer. After we moved our negative 8x from the right side to the left, notice that what we were solving for became positive. So we were able to make our smiley face and have no negative checking to worry about. Okay, so let's look at number 6 a little bit before I set you off and let you try it on your own. I'm going to get you just started a little bit on it. So we start with drawing a line down the middle to define our space, and then distribute and combine to start the race. So the next step you're going to do is you're going to distribute this 1/4 times 32 and 1/4 times 56. So go ahead and pause the video, work the problem, turn the video back on to check your answer. Okay, take a moment to check your answer. I think once you got started on the distribution, this was a pretty straightforward question for you. Okay, go ahead and turn the page over. Okay, we have 2 special situations to cover. The first one is, what happens if you are solving along and all of your x's cancel out? If all of your x's cancel out, then when you finish, the equation that you have left is either going to be completely true or completely false. So let's look at what happens when all your variables cancel out. What are the 2 options left over? So we're going to start with number 7. Okay, so following our poem, draw the line down the middle to define my space, then distribute and combine to start the race. So if I look over on the left side, I've got some things to distribute. So I'm going to multiply my 2 times 5x and my 2 times 3. So I've got 5x plus 2 times 5x is 10x, and 2 times 3 is 6 equals 15x. Okay, so looking back at our point, we've got the line down the middle, and we're still on the distribute and combine to start the race. So if I look at the left side, I've still got something I need to combine. I have a 5x and a positive 10x. So I need to combine those. So they combine into 15x plus 6 equals 15x. Okay, the next line in the poem is I circle what I'm solving for and move left if there's need. Well, I've got them on both sides, so I need to move this one on the right over to the left. So negative 15x on both sides. Okay, when I bring these down, my 15x's cancel out over here, leaving me with 6 equals my 15x's cancel out over here, so 15 minus 15 is 0. Okay, so I'm left with 6 equals 0. All of my variables have disappeared. So that's one of those special circumstances. If my variables have disappeared, either my equation that's left is true, my statement's true, or my statement's false. So is 6 equals 0? Is that true? Well, no, it's not true. So if we move this up a little bit, so the statement 6 equals 0 is never true. That is never ever going to be true. So the equation has no solution. Because remember, to be a solution, it has to make the equation true. And 6 equals 0 is not true. Okay, so that's one of our choices. Now let's look at number 8 and see what happens in the other special circumstance. So draw a line down the middle to define my space, and then I'm going to distribute and combine to start the race. So to distribute, I've got to distribute negative 2 times 4y and negative 2 times 1. So negative 2 times 4y is negative 8y. Negative 2 times 1 is minus 2 equals negative 8y minus 2. So do I have anything else on the left side that needs distributing or combining? No. And I have nothing on the right side, so nothing else needs distributing or combining. So now it says circle what I'm solving for and move left if there's need. Well, I've circled what I'm solving for. I need to move this negative 8y from the right side to the left. So the opposite of negative 8y is positive 8y on both sides. My 8y's cancel out, leaving me with negative 2. And on the right side, same thing. They cancel out, leaving me with negative 2. Now, does negative 2 equal negative 2? Well, yes. It always does. It always will. So let's look at our statement below. Let's make this a little smaller. Okay, so the statement, negative 2 equals negative 2, is always true. So the equation is an identity. That's a vocabulary word. It's just called an identity. And therefore it has infinitely many solutions. So what we've been doing mostly is solving equations where we have one solution. But now I've just shown you special circumstances where you either have no solution or you have an infinite number of solutions. So those are the two special circumstances. Okay, to finish this up, I want you to go ahead and read the problem on number 9. It's already given you the equation, and I want you to solve the equation. Then turn your video back on and come check your answer. Okay, so check your answer. The biggest thing on this one was when you were going through and you were doing the move, 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 divide, divide, divide. I'm sure you noticed there was nothing to move. So nothing on the move, move, move step. You went right to the divide, divide, divide. Okay, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to come up and ask me during class or during tutoring.